Hey guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Kubernetes. Kubernetes is developed by Google and it is an open source platform that automates container operations. It eliminates many of the manual processes involved in deploying and scaling containerized applications. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Kubernetes will be absolutely clear to you.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOpsSchool certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in.
So let's get started. So when we look at the Kubernetes, first thing, important thing is it is like a Docker in terms of learning process. Commands are damn simple. Okay, damn simple and damn easy. So there's no much of the challenges in terms of executing commands like you might have seen it. But understanding is most important, like when to use which command. Similar to Docker. If you have got understanding about the behavior, their properties and stuff like that, then commands are damn simple. Only few commands are there and you can make it working. Now, what is the most important in Kubernetes is understanding. And today, half day almost till lunch, I am going to help you to understand what is Kubernetes, how Kubernetes works, what are the components in Kubernetes, how these Kubernetes component get working together and all this stuff like that. So I feel you might find boring because it's like a lecture sort of it and different slides and all. But it's important and I believe it's the most important. Please trust me on that. If you miss this discussion, that means you miss the entire Kubernetes because let me tell you here, the each component has a certain properties and behavior of Kubernetes. And during the running the commands, I may not be able to repeat. Okay. It's very difficult to repeat the conceptual stuff every time. So even though if you miss it, that means you miss it. If you have an internet problem, you will miss it forever. So please be mindful about it. We need to be focusing on this till lunch and keep aside all of our important work, other work which we are doing. So let's focus. So that way it will be smooth for you also and for me also. And the lab will be very effective in that case. So let's understand the Kubernetes. And now Kubernetes will bring health, wealth, happiness. Yes. So health for what? Whom? For you. You don't have to work midnight, late night, get up early morning, L1, L2, L3, operation down, production down. So your health, it will help you to support in your health, better health. Wealth for organization and happiness for both. Okay. Now, how this Kubernetes will help you to bring the health, wealth, and happiness? That's what we are going to explore in the next 3 days. One more thing, guys, I must tell you here. When you are in a Kubernetes session, keep your mindset in the production environment. Development environment, we have already learned how to play with the containers, how to build the containers, how to share the containers, how to troubleshoot the containers. We have already learned. Okay, so that is the production development environment. Today, when you are in a Kubernetes, you have to be in a production environment. So let's get started. How Kubernetes will bring health, wealth, and happiness for everyone. Now, in order to understand that, we need to understand what is Kubernetes architecture. Then we need to install Kubernetes. Then we have to work with the pods. What is a pod? I don't know. We'll come to know together. Working with the deployments. Again, what is a deployment? And many more topics to come. Okay. So, what is Kubernetes? So, in order to understand what is Kubernetes, we need to understand these 4 questions. Where did it come from? What does it do? What does the name mean? And why do we have it? So if you get these 4 answers, we'll come to know what is Kubernetes. So Kubernetes isn't born in Google. Yes, it is coming from the Google. And Kubernetes got donated to CNCF in 2014 as part of open source initiative. Those who have no idea about the CNCF, please go to their website and you'll find very amazing things. Many of the hot technology of this year is governed by CNCF, this organization which governs the open source initiative product. Now, this tool is written in Golang. If you want to find out the source code, it's available at the GitHub. The website is kubernetes.io. Chat, you can reach out to them using slake.kx.io. Multiple meetups groups are available also. Now, the next question is, where did it come from? So, there is a one tool which is called Bog, which is a proprietary of the Google, and Omega, which is again a proprietary of Google. Now, when I say what is a Bog and what is Omega, in a simple way, if I put it up, Bog and Omega is running Google infrastructure. Yes, running Google infrastructure. Look at the Google infrastructure. Billions of people are there on that website using different resources like searches, Gmail, this and that. Never be down, never had any performance issues, highly available, highly scalable. Okay, and that all such a vast infrastructure. Imagine enormous of servers is running on for supporting this kind of traffic. And all this infrastructure is running by very few people. Very few people. So you can understand the power of Bog and Omega. So here, when I say where the Kubernetes is coming from, so we believe DNA is matching with the Bog and Omega. We are not getting the Bog and Omega in form of Kubernetes. We are not getting, because what other features are available in Bog and Omega, how it works, architecture, component, everything is a proprietary tool. So many informations are in public domain, but what exactly the product features are very difficult to visualize. So Now, Borg and Omega can manage their Google infrastructure. Same way, Kubernetes also can manage very complex infrastructure, a node of one machine, a cluster of one machine, or cluster of 1,000 machines. Kubernetes can do. So Kubernetes has something similar capabilities, and same time it is coming from the Google. So we believe DNA is matching, which is in line with Borg and Omega. But let me tell you, it's not an evolution of Borg and Omega. Again, it is an open source tool. Now, what is the meaning of name? From where this name stands for? So Kubernetes name has come from the Greek word, and that is called healthman. Healthman, the name of the meaning of this word is the person who steers a ship. We call it in Greek healthman. The person who steers a ship. Now, remember, the ship size may be anything. It can be small fishing boat, or it can be a aircraft carrier, or it can be a oil tanker, which is a size of 600, 700 meters size. So no matter what is the size of ship, the person who steers that particular ship, it's only one. So same way, on the same line, Kubernetes, okay, is the tool which can manage your infrastructure in which you have only one node cluster or 1,000 node cluster. This guy can manage. This guy can give the direction. This tool can do everything. So that is the meaning of Kubernetes. In short, we call it chaos. So ultimately, yes, it is born in Google, donated to CNCF in 2014, open source. First release has happened in July 2015, written in Golang and all this. Now the question is why? Why do we need it? Why do we need it? And this is the most important questions what we have. Why we need? So few things we got to know, like Kubernetes can manage a large cluster. Kubernetes can be a tool which has a capability to have the availability, scalability sort of things, right? But if you really want to understand why do you need a Kubernetes, the answer you will find in the Docker session. Remember, I said when you are in a Kubernetes, that means you are in a production. So let's try to understand why Kubernetes. Here, containers bring scalability challenges. That's the first reason. In a Docker session, we have learned containers, and that brings scalability challenges, so that we are using Kubernetes. Second thing is, we are starting to view the data center as a computer. Data center as a computer. Because of why? Why we are starting to view data center as computer? Because you can run container. Remember what is a container? I have explained you, and you understand that. So you can run container in one host. Now, in that host, you may have a multiple CPU, multiple RAM, multiple storage. But Kubernetes will believe as a one unit of computing. Same way, when you want to scale the container at the large scale, you have to start, container will have to start feeling as if we are starting to use the data center as one computer. Let's understand this in a different perspective. Okay. See here. This is one Docker node, and here Docker is installed. This Docker can manage multiple containers. Now, what about if you have reached to the limit? What we will do? Tell me, what we will do?
A Docker node is one one single computer or one VM. What is node exactly?
Node means one single VM or one single physical machines. A place where you have an operating system. Docker needs operating system.
Okay.
So tell me, if there is a one machine I'm running a Docker and I have reached to the limitation of container, I cannot have more container. What we will do?
We'll have to remove the unused containers, the containers that are not being used.
Fine, but I'm talking about you need more
We'll start from
containers.
we'll add one more. We'll add one more box, right? And we'll add one more.
We will add
No.
one more box.
Yes.
You need more containers.
Yes.
One more box.
Yes.
You need more containers. One more. Guys, think about it. This Docker, which you have installed in the node, VM or physical machine. Not physical machine. Let's not talk about the physical machine anymore. We all are using VMs. Right? So in the VM, so this Docker can manage only this VM. This Docker can manage only this server. This Docker can manage only this server. This Docker can manage only this server. So here, when I say scalability, containers bring scalability challenge. That means if you want to run multiple container beyond the limitation of the node, then you have to bring multiple nodes. But the question is, who will manage multiple Docker nodes? Guys, I've taught you Docker almost 80% of the commands. Did you come across a place where you can manage multiple Docker nodes? Docker is having capability? I said
No.
Docker is a container management tool. Docker is not a node management tool for containers, right? So the question is very simple. Who will manage multiple Docker hosts? That's the first problem. Docker has a problem with the scalability. Docker can manage in the same node. The moment you scale, you have to have a different tooling system for managing multiple hosts. Why? Because in one node, you cannot run every container. So you need a more compute unit. More compute unit. That's the first thing. Now we need one more capability. Okay. You might have seen, do you remember in a Docker we did a -p option to expose the container port to outside?
Yes.
So guys, the container which you are running inside is local. This container scope of the container is only limited to the host machine. Now, if it is limited to the host machine, how this end user from outside, think about it, load balancer, will access this container?
Rajesh, sorry to interrupt. When you say the limitation of one particular node, that means on a machine on which on one node a Docker is installed, so it is the limitation is about the size of CPU and RAM. Is it can bear up to a certain number of containers, if I'm right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So here, you know that containers the scope of the containers is limited to the host machine only. Now, here you may have a different container, but the same type. Let's say you all are running Apache. Now, load balancer rule, you know that, right? It can be different IP address, but same port. So now, let's say for the sake of, you will expose one with 80. What about next 3 containers? This is getting wasted, right? Because you cannot expose at the node port at 80 port, because already has been utilized, because host has only one network. So the question is,
But Rajesh, there you mentioned like we can map it, right? The HTML port we can change it. Yesterday you showed that demo, like 90 mapping to 80.
I don't know whether you understood or not. So here containers internally is running on 80. Okay, all containers internally running on 80. Now you want load balancer is outside of the node, and this load balancer wants to balance 4 containers from this, two containers from this. So load balancing will happen only if that IP address and port is accessible. But this load balancer cannot access this one. So in order to make it accessible, probably you think you will do the exposing the node, exposing the container at the node. But how many container you can expose at the node? That is a question. At one port. Tell me.
So one external port on that particular host, for example, 8080 is exposed, and internally it will be mapped to all the 4 containers, right?
How?
For example, first container would be running on 8080, second one may be 8081, third one may be 8082, like that. All the 4 ports will be finally depending on the load, so the traffic will be routed to those different containers, right? Incoming traffic. That is the job of load balancer, right?
No, I'm saying not load balancer. Okay, so I'll just little bit step back. Guys, understand this. Here, in order to expose this 4 container, can you expose at the single node port 4 container? Is it possible?
Not possible.
No, but multiple port we can assign, right, Rajesh?
That is what I've been telling you. So you 4 containers are there. It's running on 80, 80, 80. I don't care. But that if I expose with 80, 81, 82, 83. Now you tell me, load balancer will balance all 4 or only one?
All 4.
How can load balancer load balance all the 4 port? You know the load balancer rule?
Yeah, it should be of the same kind.
Same port, right? So load balancer either can balance this one or this one, or this one, or this one.
No, but all of the Rajesh, if all of the 81 is running their services of the same kind, there's just an addition service. Then I can do load balancer can be keep rotating as a response, right?
You are saying if the container are different kind?
The same kind, the load balancer can take it.
I'm not able to understand you. Can you elaborate?
So if the service container one, what are the 4 boxes there within the Docker one, right? The first left hand side box, all of them are the, let us assume I have a called as a addition as a service. Then
No, don't get confused with the service right now.
Okay.
Are you talking about the Kubernetes service?
Yeah, that's correct.
No, it's very far. Don't talk about right now.
Okay.
I am talking about something else. Now I got confused. Right? See, I am talking about why do we need Kubernetes, but you are talking about the solution actually.
Okay.
Getting my points?
Understood.
Yeah. So I'm not talking about that one. So here load balancer will not work because it cannot load balance all 4 container of Apache on a different port. So did you understand the limitation, you all? Docker has a limitation here. Did you understand all of it? Guys?
Yes.
Yes. So Docker internally has a load balancer in it.
What is that?
Docker internally has a load balancing stuff.
No, it has not. But I think someone introduced something and he mixed that topic. So let's forget about what he's talking.
So, Rajesh, basic thing is we are not much familiar of some may know, but we are not much familiar with the load balancer. So that is why actually don't understand exactly what is the problem we are trying to.
No problem. So we can, yeah. So when you see, it happens with everyone. Sometimes the keyword is very new to us. So please speak up so I will cover, because sometimes I understand, okay, this you must be knowing. So if you do not understand, no problem. You tell me, I will help you. First, let's understand what is a load balancer. So load balancer is a one server. Okay. Load balancer is one server. Look at this image probably. See here. So load balancer is a kind of server, and so here this is the client, that means browser. We never hit to the IP address. We never hit to the IP address where the applications are running. We always hit to the load balancer. So before that only, before talking about load balancer, let me in fact discuss something else. Full flow. I think if you are not comfortable, I should discuss full flow of the production environment. Okay, because we are in a production environment, and if you do not understand production environment, this will not be good. So let's start with human. Okay, so first what happens? Humans is hitting, let's say, www.wiprog.com in the browser, in his laptop. So when he hit in the browser www.wiprog.com, do you have any idea with where this request goes? Any idea?
DNS server first.
Yeah, DNS server. Now the question is, what is a DNS server? You see, ISP, it's a whatever the request you put it up on the browser is sent the request to outside, not inwards, outwards. And when it's sent to the outwards, first it try to resolve. First, I'll tell you here.
Thanks for watching. To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Want to study further? Subscribe to our paid membership to get a deep dive into each and every topic. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to our DevOps School channel and hit the bell icon to learn more. Keep learning.